Okay, good morning. Today we're going to finish off section 6.1 with our second type of line that we're going to draw within triangles. Again, yesterday we had a video about perpendicular bisectors, and today we're going to be looking at the next, which is an angle bisector. Just keep in mind, please, the word bisector means cut into two equal pieces. So yesterday we were cutting a segment into two equal pieces. Today we'll be cutting an angle into two equal pieces. So we'll start off with a simple definition that you've seen before. We've had this one, but just for a second time, right? An angle bisector is going to be a ray which bisects, cuts into two equal pieces, an angle. Okay? And so I can draw you a quick picture of this because it's very easy. Okay, so if I start off with this as my angle, just be boring and call it PQR. This is my original angle. An angle bisector is going to be a ray which bisects that angle, cuts it into two equal parts. So a ray might then look something like this. Right? And let's just say this is, in fact, let's not even put a point there. Let's just make it easier on ourselves. Let's call these angles 1 and 2. An angle bisector is just going to be a ray which bisects, so cuts into two equal parts. So therefore, angle 1 and angle 2 are going to be equal. So that's an angle bisector. A ray which cuts an angle into two equal parts, bisects. Okay. All right. And just as we had yesterday, we're going to have a theorem that goes along with this one. And it's called the angle bisector theorem. All right, and it just simply goes like this. A point is on the angle bisector of an angle if and only if the point is equidistant from the sides of the angle. All right, so there's our theorem. All right, a point is on the angle bisector of an angle if and only if the point is equidistant from the sides of the angle. All right? And since this is an if and only if situation, I'm going to show you, demonstrate for you the theorem in both directions. So again, like always, feel free to pause the video so that you have time to write it out as well as you'd like. Okay, so if I start off with this as my original angle, okay, and I draw the angle bisector, so I draw a ray which bisects the angle, so I'm going to do the direction where I start with the angle bisector, and I've got to attach a couple of letters here just to make sure everyone's okay, so if I attach a few letters here. Okay. So if AD is, I should probably say the angle bisector of the original angle BAC, then, okay, so we're starting with an angle bisector. what's going to then be true? Any point on the angle bisector. So I'm going to change colors on you guys. So we could go to this point, or this point, or this point. You can pick any point on the angle bisector, and I'm going to choose this one right here. But you can choose any one you want. Then the distance from that point to the sides of the angle are going to be equal. So the distance from E to this side is going to be equal to the distance from E to this side. And remember, when we talk about distances, we're always talking about the shortest possible distance, which is a perpendicular. So therefore, this distance and this distance will be the same. Let's just use the next couple of letters. So let's use F and G. Then the distance from E to F and the distance from E to G are going to be equal. But what the theorem's talking about is it doesn't matter what point you pick, right? The distances to the sides will be the same. If you would have picked this point over here, then the distance to this side would be the same as the distance to this side, right? Or if you would have picked a point really, really close, so if I would have picked a point like this, the distance to one side is going to be equal to the distance to the other. Any point on the angle bisector is going to be equidistant from the sides. So that's one direction. The other direction that we could go, just doing the theorem backwards, right? If I have a setup like the following, and we know that when we pick a point on this ray, if the distance to this side is equal to the distance to this side, if those two distances are equal, then the middle line is going to be an angle bisector. All right? So if I, again, give some names to these, if I call this X, call this Y, call this Z, right? If the distance from X to Y equals the distance from X to Z, then this line, WX, is the angle bisector of the big angle, which in this case would be YWZ. All right, so it works in both directions. If the distances are the same, then it's an angle bisector, or the original way, if we know we have an angle bisector, then the distances are the same. So it's one of those theorems that works in both directions because of the if and only if. Okay? Alrighty. So like usual, we'll just work through a few numerical problems. They're not going to be very difficult. It's actually kind of tough to make these tricky or anything. They're usually pretty simple problems, but I'll give you a couple just to try. Right? Make sure you kind of can get a feel for it. So here's a numerical example. So let me draw you a picture. So there's my original angle. I'm going to then put in a ray, and I'm going to tell you that the original angle gets cut into two equal pieces. So that means that middle ray is the angle bisector. And then if I pick a point somewhere on the angle bisector, so I'm going to pick that one right there, and just for the heck of it, call it A. And then I tell you the distance from B to A is, let's say, 24. What's going to be the distance from B to C? So the question might then be, what's the distance from B to C? Okay? Well, the idea is, since the middle line is an angle bisector, okay, again, right here, you can see by the tick marks, it cuts the original angle into two equal pieces. So the middle ray is an angle bisector. So the theorem says if you have an angle bisector, then any point on the angle bisector is equidistant to the sides. So if the distance from B to A is 24, the distance from B to C is going to be 24. I'll put that in a different color down here just so you know it wasn't there originally. So the distance to the other side will be exactly the same. Okay, so that's a problem using the theorem in one direction. Here's an example of a problem using the theorem in the other direction. So again, let me get you a picture here. And this time what I'm going to show you is that I pick a point and then I measure this distance. I measure this distance and I determine that these two distances are equal. And then I tell you this angle right here is 42 degrees. And what I'm going to ask you for then is the measure of this angle, number 3. Okay? All right. So again, this is using our theorem, but backwards, because now we're given that the distances from a point on this line, on this ray, the distances to the sides are equal. So this distance to one side of the original angle is equal to the distance to the other side of the angle. And so if those distances are equal, then, hit the wrong button there. There we go. Then this has to be an angle bisector. If the distances are equal, then the middle ray has to be a bisector. So if the one angle is 42 degrees, its next door neighbor has to be the same 42 degrees. Okay? All right, and I just have one more example for you guys. Again, can't really make these a whole heck of a lot tougher for now. It will get a little bit trickier later, but just for now, kind of tough to make these, really tough. So let me get you one more numerical example. Come on. There we go. All right, so that looks okay. So here's our same setup that we've been using, that we've been working with. And once again, I'm going to start you with the middle ray is an angle bisector. Then I'm going to pick a point somewhere on the angle bisector and then calculate the distance to this side, calculate the distance to this side of the angle, right? And then tell you that if I call this one P and I call this one R, I'm going to give you this distance as 8x minus 12 and this distance as 2x plus 33. Right? And then ask 3 questions. What does the value of x have to be? What's the length of PQ? And what's the length of RQ? Right, so 3 questions on this one, but relatively easy. The idea again, if the middle ray is an angle bisector, then the distances to the sides of the angle have to be the same. So which allows us to create a really easy equation. One distance to the side, 8x minus 12, has to be equal to the distance to the other side of the angle, 2x plus 33. And like usual, nice easy equation to solve. Variables to one side, numbers to the other side, and get rid of the times 6 by division. So x is going to be equal to 45 divided by 6, which would be 7.5. All right, so the value for x then would be 7.5. And then once we have that value, we can replace x with 7.5 up in my picture for x there to get PQ, or I can replace x with 7.5 right here to get the length of RQ. 2 times 7.5 is 15, and 15 plus 33 is 48, or 8 times 7.5 is 60, and 60 minus 12 is 48. Hopefully no big surprise. You see those two are equal. Those two are equal. Okay, so there's the second type of line that we're going to start to draw within triangles. All right, we're not quite done with this section. I'll take that back. We are done with this section. But we're going to actually, in section 2, we're actually going to come back to both of these types of lines, the perpendicular bisectors, the angle bisectors, and we're going to do some construction problems with those. Okay, so I hope you're doing okay. Do the best you can on your assignment. Please help each other out whenever you can. Tomorrow, when you come back to class, instead of trying to do more geometry without me being here, instead I'm going to give you guys a couple of videos to watch for fun, some sciencey kind of videos, math videos for fun. So please just enjoy those, kick back. We can talk about them sometime. And then when I come back, hopefully on Monday, we'll be able to keep plunking away at section 6.1, and then we'll move on to 6.2 relatively quickly and start doing some construction problems. Okay, so hope you're doing all right. Again, enjoy the videos tomorrow, and then we'll hopefully see you on Monday.